Hello everyone, welcome to Widget Technologies YouTube homepage. Today we will learn more about the utility that we are offering, that is practice management system. We will go through the entire tutorial on that. So first we will see how to open this. This is just Excel based utility. So you need to click on this PMS, which is an Excel button. And it will ask you for the username and password. I'll click on username and password. And it will allow me to log in. I'll just open again. Yeah. So now this is the home page that you will see on Widget Technologies. So we have couple of features available on the system. We'll go through on that, but first, what functionalities do we provide in this utility? We'll learn more about that. So if you want to go visit our website, you can go to widgettechnologies.com. Just click on this and it will open our website. As you can see, we provide business automation services. So these are our services. We provide SAP consultancies, be it HANA, S4, Excel automation, report automation, website development, app development. And this is our new product that we are offering, which is practice management system. This is what we are offering in this. This is basically for chartered accountants, cost accountant, or any service provider for that matter, who wants to communicate effectively with their clients, to send them reminders, maintain their documents, have the employee management tool like task management, document management, checklist management, with reconciliations to save efficiency and time on the manual tasks that you do, balance confirmations automatically, send email functionalities on all of these features that we provide. We'll go through it in one by one more in detail. So this is the clients that we have already served: Deloitte, Saint-Gobain, Amity, Reliance, just to name a few. We have worked for them. And this is our website. Please check on our website and let us know if any queries and any custom utility that you want to create. We'll be more than happy to help. So going back to our utility, this is our utility, and we'll go it one by one. So suppose user. Suppose you want to create some user and have some user management rights with them. So you can create multiple users, multiple people can work on this utility at the same time. Suppose I want to create some user. I'll take some XYZ, and username you can take XYZ, password like 12356, 6, email. You can select the functionality that you want to give: user management or system admin. Suppose I want to give it to a admin manager. So I'll just click on save, and it has created the user. So for logging for that user, the user has to log in with those credentials, and it will open basically. And second is change password and user's email. Suppose I want to change the password. So I need to give my old password, and then I want to type in new password, confirm it, and email address you want to enter anything, XYZ, and it will modify, change successfully. Third option is change access type. Suppose if you want to, from a manager system access, you want to give someone admin access or a user access, so you can easily do that by just clicking on this modify button, and it will easily do. Fourth option is delete user. Suppose the user which we created, we want to delete it, we don't want it, suppose, so we want to edit it or delete it. So suppose you want to delete it, so you say yes, so it has deleted the user basically. Now we will log in again. Yeah, so now we will go to the second functionality, which is company. How you can edit and create one company. Suppose this is the company master data. You have to go to this and click on edit. So you can write your company name. Suppose this is Widget Technologies, message. So this is the details that you'll go in the signature of your email addresses. and you can have any icon that you want to have, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can have those icon picture and have your link so that anybody can click on that link and open your Instagram social media accounts. You can have your email addresses or website name, and you can click on modify to edit the company master details. Now going to the main functionalities of the utility is enter data, and see these are the functionalities that we provide, which is we can break it down into multiple segments. First, we have to create some master data, which can be your client master, your services that you provide, service and client master mapping, and what are you trying to do with this utility. Then again, it depends on that. Suppose you want to send due date reminders to the client. You want to send them updates or knowledge updates about new laws that have came in the legislation, or you want to have communicate to your team about the audit checklist that they have to follow, or they have to do some reconciliation work, like some bank reconciliation, GST reconciliation, TDS reconciliation tools, and you can communicate and you can send these. You can do it with this utility. So we'll go it one by one, how to enter data and how to send, how to view and edit those data, and lastly how to send email to them. Okay, so we will start it one by one, which is client master. You have to click on this. So this is the functionality. This is how it looks like. It's totally Excel based utility, so you can totally copy paste the data from your existing set of files and just click on update and it will update the data. Very easy to use because it's Excel based. No new knowledge imparting is necessary. It's totally very user friendly. Most functions are working, so it will be very easy to use. So I'll just brief you about the functionality of the utility. First of all, if you click on any cell, it will give you a help. What are we trying to do with this cell, and what are the inputs that you need to give. System ID, this need not be filled. This is auto generated, so this should not be filled. So we will fill all the columns from B3 onwards, and wherever this red line is there, so it means it's a compulsory field and it has to be filled. So we will try to create some data points. Suppose XYZ ABC D E F, like this, and some last name like this. Address line, suppose Mumbai. Pin code, pin code, state, so country, contact number, suppose after adding the contact number, we can enter all the other contact. Suppose number 2, secondary WhatsApp number, what is their email addresses, gender, birth date. So birthdays, anniversary, this is for communicating or wishing them happy birthday or happy anniversary, or any other life event that you want to wish them based on religion or based on any other factor. You can mention it here and you can send those emails to them directly with their name and with an image or anything that our utility provides. So this is an effective tool for communication and maintaining relations. And if you go first association date, religion, based on, so if you want to wish them, and PAN card number or any tax identification unique number that you want to give it to them, and Aadhaar card number, any custom category or any categorization that you want to group into your clients. Suppose these are your manufacturing clients, or these are your service based client, or exports services, like that. You can always classify them. And subscribe for email. Suppose if you don't want to send someone email, and if you want to choose if you want to have send or not, so you can always choose it from here. So now suppose we have entered this data, we need to update this data. So for updating, it is not simple as Excel. It's like you don't need to press Ctrl S or save, go from functionality save. You have to click on here, double click here to update database to save the data. So it says total errors. Suppose if there were errors in the data, it would have shown here. it would have shown an error description system generated. So if you have done some error, it will show here and it will not let you update the data unless you correct the same. Suppose the data comes with error, you have to go to reorganize scatter data. Suppose if the data is scattered, it will first click here and then you need to update the data. This is how you click. And suppose there are thousands and lakhs of rows that you want to do, so you can also do restore cells formatting and then click on update data. It will just restore the formatting and in the same manner it is in the first cell. And suppose if you want to click delete data, we will come onto our next section basically. So this is client master. We have updated the client master. What we can do, we can go to view data to see what data that we have entered, client master. So suppose whatever data that we have entered, it has come here, all the 3 details, mobile number and whatever details that we have filled. Suppose we want to edit this data. So how you can edit? Suppose I want to edit this ABC. You just double click on this and it will show you the record. Suppose I want to change, I don't want to have this data, I want to suppose delete this data. So I'll click on here, delete, and it shows deleted successfully. So when you click and come back here again, the data will be deleted. See, it has been deleted. So this is the functionality of client master. Now secondly, we will go to our other sections so that it will enable us to send emails to them and communicate with them. But before that, we need to fulfill some other criteria. So we'll go one by one, which is second is colleague and friend master. So the functionality remains the same, that if you want to send some data or something to your colleagues or your friends, or want to communicate some knowledge with them, you can create those masters so that you also remain active, and it's a relation building tool in itself. So you also remain active and you send knowledge in your group basically. So you can enter their names. Suppose I'll enter their name, addresses, and contact numbers, WhatsApp number. It's totally same, nothing is changed. I'm just creating one random. You can also wish them on their birthday, anniversary date, like this. Colleague or friend, you can classify them. Suppose colleague, okay to send mail, yes. And then again you have to save the data. You have to click on here. It says total error 0, then your data is exported successfully. So this is same as client master, it's just a colleague or friend master data. Going back to services master. Service master is a permanent table that the services that you provide to the public. Suppose you provide GST return filing service, income tax filing services, income tax assessment services, or any n number services, company law, or any other services for that matter. So you need to list your services that you want to provide them. Suppose I say here GST filing, income tax filing, company audit, tax audit. This is the 4th type of services that we provide in a service. If you want to give some description to it, or just keep it blank, up to you. After entering the data in service master, you need to click on update here, and it will update the data in your service master, and data is exported successfully. Now we will go to next functionality, which is service and client mapping master. So you need to map which services relates to which client, so that the features will be enabled for that client only, and there is not a mess. So service name, so we say GST filing, and it is for the some PAN card. You have to list all the PAN card for whichever the list is there. So I'm mentioning one right now, and you can file any number. Suppose is a company audit for this. So you can list all the services that you are offering for each client, so that it's at one place. and you can update here. So if there is any error or you have mentioned it the wrong name or typed it wrong with wrong PAN account, it will show us an error. Right now I have mentioned it saved, so it has accepted the data. We'll go to the second other functionality, which is service due date and documentation. So service due date and documentation is like you need to give the like what is the service due date reminders that you have to send. So you need to give detailed breakup in GST, that is return filing. Which form of filing? GSTR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which filing, and so that it can send us the respective for respective due date the respective reminder. So suppose it's GST filing for that matter, and you have to mention the client PAN. And what is the due date? Suppose the due date is 10th of May. Okay, you get reminder to be sent. So when you want to send it to reminder, to whether you want to send it, and document needed. So you can mention that you need to send your system generated GSTR 1 copy and sales data. Response received. Now you can follow up on that after sending mail that they have followed, like they have sent us the data or not, billing date, bill number, bill amount. And this is for your office management. Suppose if you have raised a bill for this service or not, and what is the due date, what is the collection status, supporting document, and you can also manage the documentation here with what is the file path is there, and what is the format it is in. So you can directly open it from here itself. So it's a document management tool also. So you can pinpoint the document here and with a hyperlink, and you can open it from any place. Now we will go to the other feature, which is changing service due date. Suppose due dates keep on changing and you need to remind the client with respect to that. Suppose GST filing, the due date has been revised, so you want to update the client. So you can suppose from 10th of May it has moved to 20th of May. So you can just click on here, you click on the update database, and it has updated. And then for emailing, we have to go to other feature which we'll discuss later, so that you can send the data. So this is how you can edit the GST filing or any other due date for that matter. And then it is a TDS deductee. Suppose you need to have the database of TDS deductees that has been sent, and you have to send them emails that this is what we are deducting for your purchase sales, because nowadays purchase sales is also TDS is deducted. So you can put their deductee name, deductee PAN, tax number, email address, and PAN number or client during tax from deductee, and then you can update the database in similar form. It will update the database. So this is also a feature that we provide. Going to the data, next, new task entry. Suppose you want to have the task management for your service, for your employees or for your interns and all. So you can generate a task name. Suppose you have to follow up with some client, and you can follow up with respect to GST filing. You have to ask them. Service category, you can so you can classify them, and what is the initial due date. Suppose you have given some tasks to them, to your interns or to your employees, and you have given a deadline of 2 months, and this is the revised due date if you want to change. What is the start date? Suppose today's date. What is the status, whether they are on track or not? What is the completion date? What is the target date? And what is the percentage of completion? Suppose they have finished 30% of the email address of task owner. Suppose you want to send directly email of status update, that what is the status and how things are progressing, and any issues are there, you can put just their email address, and the system can generate the email and send it to them. Suppose if you want to rate them on the tasks that they have been given, so you can directly rate them out of, suppose 10 you want to give them, they have given 7, they have done good work, bad work, based on that. And you can also mention the manager's comment or feedback. And if the task is big, suppose you are conducting a big audit and it has to be conducted based on milestone, you can have various sort of milestone, like project initial draft, of report, then second draft of report, and then final draft. So you can have respective target date, what is the completion date, and you can judge it based on that, and then you can update here. So after entering the data, you need to click on here to update the database. It says updated successfully. You can add new issue. Suppose your team is facing some issue, or suppose some IT problem, and you want to raise a like ticketing management system. So you can create all these things. So you can manage, suppose, IT issue, or issue pertains to which category, you can mention here information technology department. So accordingly, the issue name or anything, issue pertains to which category or issue, what is the description, the enter data can be entered, and it can be saved from updated database, like similar features that we have already discussed. Going to the next functionality is data requirement entry. Suppose you require data from the client, and then you have to manipulate the data based on the requirement. So you can list down the requirements and send it to the client, and have a follow-up also on that. Suppose if you want to have some project of audit, and what is your requirement? Suppose it's an income tax audit. And to be received from you, enter the client name, suppose ABC Private Limited, and email address, suppose abc@gmail.com. So what is the status? That is pending. What is the due date? Suppose it was in 25th April 2022. And remarks, documentation, whatever they have sent, and then you can save this data here, and we can have a follow-up email generated through other functionalities that we have. Going to audit checklist entry, it is similar to data requirement entry. You can have project name, checklist, like list of all the documents or check the points to be noted by the audit team, or email of person who follow up to be made. Suppose if you want some data from the audit team, you can mention those details. What is the status? What is the documentation path? So all these things that is required for audit checklist, it's also, you can mention it here. You can follow up directly, and you can manage your workflow from this. Going to reconciliation tools, we will discuss more in detail in a separate video. So we are not discussing reconciliation tools, Unreconcile and GTS, these 4 things that we are not discussing in this video. We will manage your workflow from this. Going to reconciliation tools, we will discuss more in detail in a separate video. So we are not discussing reconciliation tools, Unreconcile and GTS, these 4 things that we are not discussing in this video. We will create. Now we will go to the other feature, which is document management. We click on here. Suppose if you want to manage some documents of the clients on your premises, and for your peer review perspective, or for document file management perspective, you can mention your all documents with respect to the clients, and have the document mapped with a link. Suppose GST returns, books of like financial reports, reports. You can classify them. Suppose these are books of accounts, these are like returns, and you can just double click on this to open the path. Suppose if you want to have this tax planning, and you can just have this as a reference. So after linking the data, you have this option of related to client. You can mention the document is related to which client, what is the document description, expiry date if any, and what is the error if uploading the data. Suppose now I want to save the data, I'll just click on here. It says total errors 0, and so my data is saved properly. Coming to the last feature in this is recurring tasks. Suppose you want to have a monthly reporting calendar, and suppose you want to manage your monthly task, you can just name it. Suppose you want to file TDS returns, And what is the frequency? You can set it bi-weekly, monthly. Suppose it's quarterly, so you can either quarterly, and you suppose if someone is managing it from your work, suppose someone is named Sunil is managing, what is their email address? You just mention the email address. It'll, when we click on follow up, it will just shoot the email to Sunil, and will ask for the follow up. What is the status on that? So what is the mail subject? So it's a follow up. Email body, what you want to write, like what is the status of this, or any other thing that you want to have. And you can click on here to save the data. The features in the enter data functionality. Now whatever the data we have entered, we can always view, modify or delete the data. And suppose if you want to edit before sending or email or something, you can always enter. Suppose we just now did recurring task and it was mentioned file TDS quarterly, so we don't want to have it quarterly, we just want to have a monthly. So just click on monthly and click on update database. It will update and it's exported successfully. Now you go to here, if you go to recurring task, it will show you monthly. So data is updated successfully. So likewise, you can always see the data that you have entered here, like here, and you want to change, you just double click here and you can always do this. If you want to suppose delete the data or reorganize or something, you can just click on delete, click here, and it has been deleted successfully. If you come back here again, it will not be able to see the other one. See, it's gone. So like this, you can always view modified data. Whatever suppose we have entered, like in Service Master we have entered these data and all, so all this data is here. And one more thing, if you want to suppose export this data, so you can just click on this A1 cell and double click on this. This is just export the data in separate sheet, and you can use it for any other purpose that you want. So this is an added functionality. So we have completed this enter data, view data. Now it's the most important thing is email functionality, that how you respond and communicate with your client. So for this, the foremost thing is you should have an Outlook installed on your PC or your laptop, and if your Outlook is configured, and when we try to send the mail, it will just shoot the mail directly from Outlook. Suppose if you want to have service reminder, so it asks for this dialog box that what are the dates that you want to choose, last quarter, last 3 days, today. Suppose we want to see today that the data that we have entered, we don't want to see all the data, so we click on this, it will show us this functionality. So I'll brief you on this functionality, what this does. Mail subject, or let me choose another one so that we can actually send one. Which one we have created? So suppose we want to send the mail recurring task email reminders that we just created to Sunil or whoever the data that we have entered again. So this is how it is going to look. So suppose this star asterisk in red color, it shows that it's a compulsory field. So when you go to mail subject, you need to say, you need to select what is the subject for this. So we said follow up, and it's what is the status, what is the body that you want to write, status of TDS returns. You can write any other thing that you want. You can have the social media. This is the data that we have already created in our master files. You can have any other CC email address that you want to have. Suppose your internal, any partner, anyone who wants to have any BCC that you want to have. What is the mail importance? To send mail without displaying. You want to send the mail directly, or you want to display first and send it to the client. So this is functionality. Your email address if you want to mention. So all these functionalities is there. So suppose this is only one data point. If you have like hundreds of them, there's no problem. Thousands, lakhs, it doesn't matter. It will shoot the mail instantly. So how it is going to work? You have to click on the first record, double click on this. It will show this pop up that mail to all, mail to selected record. So we'll select mail to all. it'll ask for access of Microsoft Outlook, and see, it has generated the email. What is the status? Best regards, and like this, follow up, all these things. So whatever things that you mention here, what is the mail body, what is your signature, BCC email address and all, it will always show here basically. So we could have also done one more thing, is like we could have said send mail without displaying. So if we would have done yes, when we click on this and mail to all, it will directly shoot the email. So this is the basic difference, and this is the functionality, and this is same for all the features that we have. Suppose if you want to have service reminders, all the functionalities, they work like SAM. So if whatever data that you have entered, it will come here. You just need to click on first button, it will show the pop-up, and you can directly send the emails. This is how the functionality is going to work. Still you are facing any issues, you can directly reach out to us at widgettechnologies.com, and we'll be more than happy to help. So apart from that, there's settings. You can have the database path or database backup functionalities, which is very easy to use. You can just set the database path. If you want to have database backup, you just set the backup path, and you can save your data. Help manual, this is totally help manual, that if you face any issues, we have YouTube videos, we have linked our detailed help video. Suppose if you are facing any issues in anywhere, so there is this Control-Shift-H option for help. So if you click on this Control-Shift-H, it will show you one by one what is it we are trying to do here, and what is the error that you might be facing. So most of the queries can be resolved here, but if still you are facing problems, we'll be more than happy to help. You can visit us at widgettechnologies.com, and we will resolve all your queries. So with this, thank you so much, and let us know in comment box any issues or any suggestions you have. You want any new feature, any customization request. I already showed you what additional facilities or services that we provide, like SAP consulting, Excel automation, customized report, resource outsourcing, website and app development, the whole lot of IT features, and we'll be adding more soon. We are increasing our capacity and building our team very rapidly, and we will be growing very fast. So hope it has helped you, and cheers. Thank you.